Welcome back to my channel. The US has shut its embassy in Kiev, citing a potential and significant air attack from Russia. The US embassy in Kiev, quote, has received specific information of a potential significant air attack on November 20th. Do you know what does that mean? Specific information of a potential attack on US embassy in Ukraine. What do you think US will do? What do you think will happen next? Man, we are literally in World War III. We are already here. An attack on US embassy by Russia means an attack on US itself. It makes no difference if the embassy is in Ukraine or in Israel or anywhere in the world. Or inside of US, doesn't matter. You attack US embassy, you attack US personnel, you attack US. And so US is going to retaliate, and they have to retaliate, and they have to bomb Russia in an unthinkable way. Out of an abundance of caution, the embassy will be closed and embassy employees are being instructed to shelter in place, quote unquote. A statement read, the warning comes a day after Ukraine used US-made ATACMS to strike Bryansk region deep inside Russian territory and after Vladimir Putin lowered Russia's nuclear threshold. I want you to take a look at this particular report from the Fox News. Then you will have a good idea what is happening.
Said that if Washington permits the use of ATACMS, then Moscow would consider the US to be directly involved in the war. Russia also announced a new nuclear doctrine yesterday in response to this, saying that because of US participation in strikes into Russia, that it would allow for a Russian nuclear response. Now, the Ukrainians have argued that using these ATACMS gives them significant influence in the war. It will allow them to hit air bases, arms depots, resupply lines, and push back Russian forces who are making advances at the moment. But for now, they're only allowed to use them in the Kursk region, where Ukraine continues to hold Russian land. The other side... This is going really out of control. This is getting out of control. Russia is not going to back down from their promise, from their warning to strike any country with a nuclear weapon, even if that country does not strike Russia with a nuclear weapon. So things are getting out of control very, very fast. Side to this decision is political. President Trump has talked about a peace deal and doing it very quickly. And all eyes right now are 2 months from now when President Trump will take office. Trey Yingst is currently inside Ukraine. He's with President Zelensky, and he asked him about this yesterday.
Are you hopeful that President-elect Trump will be able to influence Putin to end the war?
It will be not simple, but I think if to use all the issues what the United States has, yes, he can, because he is much more stronger than Putin. He's stronger. United States is stronger.
So great work by
This guy is absolutely delusional. This Volodymyr Zelensky guy is absolutely delusional, just like his buddy Benjamin Netanyahu. These narcissists, these Zionists, they're so delusional and they're so arrogant. He thinks that Putin is not as strong as Trump. Can you imagine? He's talking about a guy who has almost 6,000 nuclear warheads in his arsenal, ready to be launched at any minute. And he says this guy is weaker than Donald Trump. Is this the time to compare who is weak, which is strong to begin with? But these people, this Zelensky guy is absolutely delusional. He is taking with him the entire Ukrainian people down the rabbit hole. And this is where it is heading. Let's take a listen.
At the moment inside Ukraine, but also we are seeing Ukraine and Russia really trying to position themselves ahead of a potential peace deal. Both sides now escalating in various ways. President Biden yesterday gave permission for the Ukrainians to use anti-personnel mines, which has had some criticism from him. But again, the Russians are pushing, the Ukrainians are pushing. They know that in 2 months they will be sitting down. There will be some kind of negotiation that will begin. Guys?
Guys, if you do not also know whether the war has already started or not, I have a surprise for you. The war has started already between Russia and those NATO countries. How? Well, what Russia did just a few hours ago is something not shocking or surprising. It was expected. They cut the internet supply in the European countries. They cut the internet supply. There's no internet in some of the countries, Sweden, Germany. And the war has already started. And now Fox News this hubris, these arrogant people will say, oh, Russia has internet too, so we can cut it too. I mean, these people, they don't understand the language of reconciliation, peace. They understand the language of war, revenge, and killing and murder. Because this is why we see there is no truce, there is no end to the Gaza genocide.
Benjamin, what could you tell us about the undersea internet cables that were cut to Sweden and Finland? Russia says they know nothing about it, but clearly this was a deliberate action, isn't it?
That's right, and Germany has said that this was sabotage. All the fingers point towards Russia. These are critical undersea cables that bring all the internet in there, and they're very hard to cut. We know that Russian ships have been in the area, and so the feeling is right now they've gone down. And luckily, Finland has other capabilities to get their internet, so they're not cut off. But it reminds you just how much power is under the sea, how many wires are under the sea, and how easy it can be for the Russians to go in, cut those off, and basically bring to the knees countries if they want to.
But the Russians have cables too, don't they? So they should think about that.
They should think about that. You guys really need to put your acts together. Russia has internet cable. We can cut them off if they did that to us. Yeah, tit for tat, you think? No, it is not tit for tat. It is more than that. Now, Russia has their state TV listed some of the countries that will be coming under nuclear attack from Russia. Let's take a listen at this report.
Несложно предположить географию ответа в случае, если короткий пресс-релиз Белого дома станет реальностью. Под угрозой без малого все европейские столицы, если наши ракеты встанут в Калининграде, Берлин, Варшава, все Прибалты, Париж, Бухарест, Прага. Конечно, американские базы в Германии, Гармии Шпартенкирхен, казармы Патча, Шпангдалем, Рамштайн. Особое внимание Британии, нашему традиционному врагу, так как против нее будет работать значительная часть Северного флота. Под удар Вашингтон ставит не только Лондон, но и Манчестер, Бирмингем, крупнейшую военно-морскую базу Девонпорт, Клайд в Шотландии, где король хранит ядерные ракеты «Трайдент», Портсмут и Чатамскую верфь в графстве Кент. Британия в самом уязвимом положении. В принципе, достаточно 3 ракет, и эта цивилизация рухнет.
Okay, so this is, guys, this is coming from Russian state television. What you just saw is coming from directly from the Russian government, in other words. They said, all it takes, quote, is 3 missiles and British civilization will collapse. Do you read that? Just read it here. All it takes 3 missiles and British civilization will collapse. Not just British civilization, the entire world civilization will collapse and we'll all be dead. But that's not what the warmongers in Washington want to avoid. They want to actually really get rid of the world population with the nuclear war. Now, when we talk about the power of Russian nuclear war, they have few options. So, for example, they have R-36. These are all nuclear-powered weapon. R-36 is one of the most powerful intercontinental ballistic missiles, ICBM, in the world. Poseidon, I will actually show you a video of Poseidon in a second, is a nuclear-powered underwater torpedo. Bulava, submarine-launched ballistic missile. Topol-M, mobile ICBM with advanced defense evasion. Now you have this one. Take a look. This is Poseidon. This is a torpedo. Russian autonomous nuclear torpedo Poseidon with a nuclear warhead with up to 100 megatons, and it travels up to 10,000 kilometers. The Russian nuclear doctrine lowered the threshold today. This is one of the things to it applies to. One could take out Britain. This just one can take out Britain, according to this report. Take a look at this one. This looks absolutely scary. And these are all, again, nuclear warheads, and they're able to destroy and not just destroy, but completely, really, literally pulverize everything they hit. And this is what the military-industrial complex they're playing with right now as we speak. Then you have this. This is the most powerful ICBM in the world, intercontinental ballistic missile. One is enough to destroy a city with this warhead. And these warheads, they're so fast, they cannot be stopped. Once they're launched, it's over. It's game over. So this one is called, take a look at this one. How does the world's most powerful nuclear missile work? Russia's Satan SS-18 R-36. Dive into the mechanics of the Russian R-36, nicknamed Satan SS-18, the most powerful intercontinental ballistic missile ever built. Learn how this Cold War era weapon operates, its devastating payload capabilities, and the strategic role it plays in modern geopolitics. Take a look at this. Take a look. Like, this is what it will do if it is launched. And we all know there is absolutely nothing US can do once it is launched. Of course, US will also launch their weapons, and then we will see the end of the world. But Russia has the capability, the everything they need in their arsenal to strike US. And Fox News hosts talk about, Russia has internet cable. We can cut them off too. This lunatics, they don't know what they're talking about. When we talk about Zelensky, he said, Trump is more stronger than Putin. We also want to see how the Russians, they think about Zelensky. Take a look at this one.
President Zelensky said that Russia plans to use tactical nuclear weapons.
He says many things.
And
depends on what he drinks or what he smokes.
Okay, so he's really making fun of Zelensky. He says a lot of things. He says many things, quote unquote, depends on what he drinks or what he smokes. This guy, according to him, Sergei Lavrov, this is the Russian foreign minister. Zelensky guy is a drug addict. Pretty much that's what he's saying. Now, Iran is also ready with the weapon. We'll talk more about the Iranian part, how they are preparing. This is a truck, a military vehicle, where it was filmed recently. I believe it was filmed in November this month, where it shows that Iran is transporting some nuclear weapon or this a bomb to a different location, getting ready. I don't know if they're getting ready for it, but definitely once Russia is hit by US, Iran is going to join in and help the Russian state. There is no doubt about that, because they have shared intelligence, they have shared secrets, nuclear weapon secrets. So therefore, if Russia is hit, Iran will definitely and no doubt will join in, and then we will see Iran is using those nuclear weapon and building them in 24 hours nukes. So this is what is coming on Times of India report. Iran's shocking nuclear announcement after Russia's warning. Mohammad Javed Larizani, I want you to read with me here. Okay, so Mohammad here, this is what he said. A close aide to Iran's supreme leader Ayatollah al-Khamenei has made a shocking statement declaring that Iran could develop military nuclear capabilities within just one day. Larizani, who is also the director of the Institute of Basic Sciences of Iran, criticized Western nations, stating that some countries are barking up the wrong tree. His remarks come amid rising tensions with the International Atomic Energy Agency and the West over Iran's nuclear program. We know this is not panning out the way European countries they thought it would. Right now, Iran has some big frictions with these European countries. So the West over Iran's nuclear program, this threat was issued on the same day Russia revised its nuclear doctrine, further escalating global concerns. So yeah, Iran is ready. Russia is ready. Are you ready? I mean, in the sense that, have you said goodbye to your family, beloved ones? We all should maybe get in touch with them, because again, the specific threat coming from Russia to US embassy in Ukraine is where it will most likely start. And hopefully this will get stopped before it gets snowballed, but we never know. We're living in a world with a lot of lunatics and crazy people in